Hi folks, welcome to Rudy Vision. Today I'm going to discuss an important tip when farming gear sets in the game. Recently there's been some changes in ESO that have affected the drop rate on certain sets. And I'll give you an example of this. Today I was looking to farm a Spriggan's Amulet out in Bancori. And when I went out to Bancori, I kept getting um, Vampire Lord instead. So I have in my collections here all the 7th Legion stuff, and I have all the Spriggan stuff, but the one I'm missing for the jewelry out in Bancori is the Vampire Lord necklace. And this is what kept popping up again and again and again. And I kept wondering, I was like, why do I keep getting the same piece of jewelry each time? Surely the game must have, must give me a different type of jewelry by now. And what I came to realize is it's because I didn't take the time to learn it. If I had simply worn the jewelry and learned it, then right after doing that, the game would have spawned a random type of jewelry piece, whether it be Spriggan's, 7th Legions, or Vampire Lord. So when you're going out to farm a respective piece of the jewelry, the game is going to look for jewelry pieces or whatever armor pieces you're farming that you don't have. Okay, once you learn it, and then you learn everything else within that region, then you will get a random piece of jewelry or a random piece of armor in the game. Otherwise, it's going to do this repeatedly. Like I gave you an example of when I was out in Bancori farming the anchors, I kept getting Vampire Lord necklaces, and I'm like, what's going on here? The simple trick is to learn that, and then that pretty much takes care of it for you. Now, also, you can manipulate the trick and use it to your advantage. Let's say, the price went up on, Vampire Lord rings, for instance, and that's the only thing in your inventory you haven't learned. You can manipulate the tactic and use it to your advantage to where you're constantly getting Vampire Lord's rings if you haven't learned it. So it works both ways, but you can use it to your advantage when farming. So if you want a random piece of equipment, then make sure you learn everything. If you don't, then what you want to do is learn everything but that piece, so you get a bunch of those particular pieces, and then you can manipulate the system that way. However, dungeons and I think trials is a little bit different. I think that only works with regards to the mask in dungeons, if I'm not mistaken. It's a little bit weird with the dungeons. It does try to give you still whatever you're missing, generally speaking, but it's not as set in stone as the overland sets in the game. And that example I just gave you earlier pretty much sums it up on that. So just a little bit of advice for you when you're farming to be aware of this new change in the game. This just happened, I believe, with this recent update. So keep that in the back of your mind when you're farming gear sets. All right, folks, I hope this information was helpful to you. If you like this video, please hit the like button and become a subscriber. I put out videos on Elder Scrolls Online each and every week, and I'll see you next time.